Suspect that after something like this, people will say, we're willing to sacrifice some liberties in order to get the security.
Okay, thanks, George. Please don't go away. We want to go back downtown to hear one more time from Diane Sawyer, and I say one more time because if you think about it, she has been up longer and working longer on this story than any of us. It was late in Good Morning America when this happened, and Diane, I know you need in some way, at least I think you do, prepare for tomorrow. So why don't you just take some time now and tell us about today from your perspective.
I will, Peter, and we will be back on in the morning very early. And, of course, I know you're going to be going along through the night, too, so we'll probably pass the torch sometime in the middle of the night. I want to tell you what we just did. We decided to make our way as close as we could get to Ground Zero, and I can now report to you that I've seen what's going on inside if you go all the way up and inside. At the scene itself, where the Twin Towers were, one tower completely level. I saw no signs of fire there now. It is a truly eerie scene because, of course, there's no light, there's no electricity, and you see silhouetted firemen, silhouetted EMS workers, everyone moving around, and in unbelievable conditions because the soot is up to your ankles, you're tripping over piping. There are those horrible, grotesque sculptures of the burned-out cars and the burned-out buses all around you every place. The other building, the other tower building, there seems to be the base of it still standing. They're still spraying it with water all the time, although they told me they're going to really wait for daylight to do much more. Then we went over to Building 7, which also burned and burned later in the afternoon. And over there, you're hearing the crumbling sounds. It almost sounds as if you're going to have a rock fall or a landslide or an avalanche because the building is creaking and moaning as it continues to crumple. Now, there was still fire. I couldn't determine exactly where it was. I didn't know if it's that Marriott hotel or not. We saw flames still going up in the air, but it was impossible to determine from where we were exactly what that fire is right now. And Don Daler fanned out in a different direction. I'm going to bring him in once again to see what you saw, Don.
Well, I just a moment ago saw a doctor in full medical scrubs walking from the direction of the scene, and I asked him, was there anybody that he even got to work on down there? And he said no, that they didn't have any victims or injured people who were coming out to the triage area. So either the people who were injured have been brought out and are already at the hospitals, or there's nobody coming out right now. And that just now happened. You
think you saw a K-9 unit deploying as well?
We saw a K-9 unit, and we heard reports that there were some Metro workers trapped somewhere down in that area. And also there was a 911 cell phone call, a report of a 911 cell phone call from a Philadelphia area code that was traced to the region, to the area down near the Marriott Hotel. But we are, in the next couple days and hours, certainly we're going to hear probably as many tragic stories as you saw leaves of paper. But one of them was a fireman who just came by moments ago, did not want to go on camera. He was down there very early in the day and had actually witnessed one of his fellow firemen killed by a falling body, by someone who had jumped from the building.
Unending tragedy. The firefighters working down there now, the grit in your eyes makes it almost impossible to see. The soot is absolutely everywhere still. And we talked to you before, Peter, about the fact that all of these documents, I cannot tell you what it is like to see this sea of financial documents every place. And I just picked up randomly a couple of them, and they're analysis of someone's budget, and then there's an analysis of an insurance filing, and you just keep thinking how important all of these seemed to someone 24 hours ago.
Well, Diane, thank you very much indeed for your work today. It goes without saying we value enormously. As you were talking, I was also trying to catch up to the ripple effect of this thing. We know that aircraft are grounded. Lisa Stark told us a short while ago that aviation authorities and various other governmental authorities are discussing whether or not this freeze on air travel in the country is going to last as long as the original 12-hour delay they put in it, because, among other things, Postal Service officials are now saying that mail is only going to be delivered within 600 miles of its point of origin for at least the next 24 hours, because mail going beyond 600 miles goes by a commercial carrier, and that's surely one of the things the government is talking about at the moment in terms of the interruption of national and, one could argue, international life at the moment. ABC's Betsy Stark, who covers the stock market, national business affairs, and international business affairs, is